Game 3, the decider, PuckChamp, Ivy. Where's the first blood going to be coming from, Master Fluke?
Oh, that's a hard question. I think both these two teams is going to kind of struggle for them to be able to get very, very early kills. I think potentially it could be towards the middle lane, right? Like Puck into a Leshrac, the Puck can outplay the Lesh in his early couple of levels. But there also could just be a whole lot of aggression coming in from the Undying lane. So I think it could be a little bit late when it comes to the first bloods. Maybe much like we saw in game number 2, about 6 minutes for the first blood. So let's see some different stuff this time around. And are they actually going to do an aggressive try, or are they just kind of posturing?
They're just thinking about it.
I wouldn't feel too bad about that because you can shut down this Doom early on, and especially when you have a carry Doom. The whole point of the carry Doom is you abuse the fact that he has Devour plus a Midas, and he just gets like 20,000 net worth faster than anybody in the game can get. And if you're able to shut that down early, then you're kind of relying on like this Enigma to do a lot for you. And then you're kind of relying on like this Leshrac to go ham, where you've got like a big save ulti in the False Promise from Jam Vincenzo. So not a good way for them to enable their further game here.
Well, they're gonna actually try to get a quick kill onto Sweet and Strong, and extra gold in your back pocket definitely enables the early game. He actually manages to dodge the magic damage from the Lucio Orb a little bit with the Mischief. But those dodge shenanigans have to end sometime. It goes down for the first blood, and Kidaro comes in as if he wants to participate as well. 4 seconds until they have the Fire Snap quickie. Will they keep the chase going? And they say, nah, it's gonna take too long, it's an Undying. Shani's like, y'all have fun playing around with this mans. I am gonna go hit creeps. But nonetheless, quick kill onto Kidaro, onto the Sweet and Strong Monkey King, and the kill goes to Shani. So very fast start for the Dragon Knight Bliss by Midas. Cue it up quickly.
Yeah, it should be an okay start this time around, but Kidaro playing in the, I mean, up towards the upper side of the map. He's probably going to make his way towards bottom ASAP. We do have a pause here. He's just kind of playing silly bugs with Jay and Vincenzo. So this off lane, it's probably going to be pretty hard. Double strength hero into an Undying is never favorable for you, and low skill can always just eat one of the wolves. He does choose to do so. Can always eat a lot of the creeps coming in from a HOD and even the Helmet Overlord as well. So low skill should have play on the menu this time around, but I think the fact that they don't have their Dirge here early on kind of just ruins a lot of the early game pressure that Undying can give to you. Yeah, it's only the first minute of the game. It's not the end of the world, but it also means now that they're going to get level 2 nice and early on Ivy, whereas unfortunately for Kidaro, it's going to be a little while before he gets a few more of those levels in his back pocket.
We actually also got to see the influence of small value increments in Dota 2. The difference of 5 movement speed allowed Kidaro to actually TP bottom. Otherwise, the TP gets cancelled, and Jam Vincenzo would end up just keeping him marooned in the top side of the map. At the same time, though, that would also mean that Shani's alone in the lane, so maybe it's for the best that they end up letting him go. One thing I also want to see in this game, you and I were talking about the influence of vision in game 2. This time around, PuckChamp, they still have the Sweet and Strong Monkey King. But on the dire side, Ivy has this Lycan. The amount of vision Lycan can give you in a game is... it's sometimes beyond even what you can comprehend, just how much you can see. It's like just having constant presence of mobile wards. So I'm expecting Ade to make sure that his team is always aware of potential rotations coming in from the side of PuckChamp.
Yeah, it's going to be big for both these two teams to play around the vision that they're giving. I think the thing for Ivy is it really just allows them to try and get a lot of these good dream calls, whereas for the side of PuckChamp, if they just set up like a Doom, if they set up a Black Hole, like that just enables them to win these team fights super handily, whereas on the side of Ivy, they can kind of just put some bodies in the front line as well if they really want to. You just pop the Lycan ulti, you run in, Dragon Knight's going to be relatively safe, especially when he has False Promise at his back. And I think the thing for me is this advanced vision will just allow them to kind of understand where James Vincenzo needs to stand. Whereas for the side of PuckChamp, they're the ones that are going to use it aggressively.
Speaking of aggression, we see it meets it out on the top side of the map. Cube ends up losing his life here down bottom, and top lane, the aggression almost takes away Sweet and Strong. But Ivy will not be able to avenge the Snapfire as he ends up going down. Also, dude, look at the CS. Mid is getting crushed right now. Stoikov is getting rinsed. Damn, Lorenov is on one at the moment.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, Stoichkov is getting absolutely demolished right now. This lane is not this, you know, a mega Leshrac favored. Like, yes, you do have some issues trying to deal with the lightning and what have you, but the Puck can easily just shove this wave out with, you know, Elysiolve and Waning Rift, so it's not the end of the world. But Lorenov is just really demolishing Stoichkov this time around, and if he ever gets caught out by, you know, a few lucky lightning bounces, then it could kind of be all she wrote. And that's where I talked about, you know, I feel like a lot of the early aggression is probably going to come from this mid lane, especially with the way that Lorenov and Stoichkov have been playing against each other. Kind of going back and forth when it comes to this mid lane aggression.
Lorenov might die here. Lucio goes on top of him. Stoikov, he's got him. Oh no. Yikes. And Cube, I don't think got any damage out there, so I'm not sure if he actually got some of the bounty or that experience. It doesn't seem like it. So that was all Stoikov. So going from being dumpstered in the lane to getting the solo kill back. All right, I see the play here. You want to make sure that the net worth of your opponent is inflated, so when you kill them, it's even more gold in the opposite direction.
Yeah,
5 head plays, man.
Stoichkov using the old rubber band mechanics to be able to pull himself out of dub. I respect it, I respect it. An old patch, but it is what it is.
So this is so good for Ivy, honestly. And this is the kind of game where they do need this Puck to be hyperactive on the map. Pretty much until they get like Blink Dagger on the Shani DK, nobody else can really make plays on the squad. So Stoikov, very good for him to be able to get kills like that.
Yeah, and I think the big thing for the Puck as well is something I haven't really touched on is the only thing, I mean, he kind of has to just worry about being black-holed and being doomed. And if you're playing the Puck well enough, like, you should probably never really get black-holed. Yes, there is the doom that you have to worry about, but it's kind of the whole point of playing around with this Oracle as well, as they can save you from that doom. Can't get you out of it, they can at least keep you alive from it.
They can just keep you going a little bit. Down bottom, low skill. You just see him farming away on his Doom. Hasn't decided what kind of Doom he's playing just yet. Just going for the regular old Vanguard for now. Presumably go Vanguard into the Midas, then come back for Blink BKB. And for now, though, they are doing a decent enough job of getting him farm and keeping Ade as far from the farm as possible. But you can only do this for so long. Eventually, Lycan always plays Dota. It's so hard to completely shut this hero completely out of the game.
Yeah, just a natural good jungler as well, and you can see it's just, you know, HOD probably into Helm with the Overlord as well. I was thinking just now for low skill, could be maybe okay if he wants to go like a Radiance build as well here. I think a lot of the stuff from carry dooms that we've seen is just kind of what you were saying, Blink BKB, Ags, Shiva's Guard, all that kind of stuff.
Might try to find a kill here onto Cube, but Cube might time to turn around onto him, and Cube does indeed die. Tombstone dropped down by Kidaro, and Ade might be in danger here as well, as he gets popped as well. Both heroes go down, low skill involved for both. We'll be able to pick up a Vanguard as the proceeds of this action. Alright, good times. Nice to be involved in this bottom side of the map. He's queuing up the Midas now, so I think we'll start to see afterwards exactly what the decision matrix is for him for this game.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything too shocking for low skill. I think he's probably just going to go some stock standard stuff and maybe, you know, 3 or 4 items in is where we see the deviations, depending on how the game feels. But I mean, that's kind of the power of Undying, right? You can just see there that low skill was kind of baiting them into a little bit of a fight, and then you just slap the ground, and you drop a tombstone, and everybody's extremely low, and it's kind of just a fight that you win by attrition. So, dude, another lane that has gone very well, PuckChamp.
Speaking about lanes, one thing that Ivy has done a very good job of in this top lane, whenever the Enigma's been playing, as soon as Eidolons get summoned, JM Vincento immediately triggers Fortune's End, stuns up all of them, and then they just breathe fire through the wave. It hasn't been necessarily giving the DK all the net worth and CS in the world, but it has been making sure that Laze is not farming to the rate that he wants to be on this Enigma. It's been pretty fun to watch how teams have been coming up with different answers for the Enigma. And this will be intriguing if this Oracle sticks around as like a way to just deal with Enigma when you know that this hero might potentially be played from the offlane.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you could probably pick maybe some better heroes to do that as well. I think CM kind of does that just a little bit stronger. Maybe the Fortune's End is kind of just better for some of these scenarios, especially when you're playing against heroes that don't like being rooted.
Speaking of roots, one comes out right now onto this Enigma. They really want to try and find Laze. Laze looking for some potential kind of revenge onto the Oracle, but they bring in the assistance of Cube. Fire Snap Cookie misses in its entirety, but Sweet and Strong will still probably die here. Also dodges the Scatter Blast. Really does have his J's on today. Will end up dying, but had to make Ivy work for that one. And the important thing though is that he bails his boy Laze out of trouble, so the Enigma able to just go right back to farming underneath the tier 1 tower.
Yep. Able to keep the Enigma safe. Does lose his life. I thought maybe he was going to be able to get the kill there on a J.M. Vincenzo. Or, man, if his courier goes down, this is going to be real sad.
Let's see. Let's see. Lorinov. Okay. Lorinov gets to keep the courier. Whew. Close call. Close call.
Yeah, that was a full point booster. Cube is still around here, though. Dude, you know the game's exciting when I'm talking about Courier Watch. But the thing is, if this goes down, that's like 3 minutes without, you know, one of the main components of your Bloodstone. And that is kind of annoying if you're Lorinov. So it's able to live for now, and it seems like it is completely out of danger. So again, we've seen Stojkov make the rotation towards the bounty rune. Unfortunately for him, it is a hard lane for him to gank, right? You kind of can't just walk bottom until you have Cube in the area with the Mortimer's Kisses, because if you throw down this Dream Coil, you potentially could just get doomed. You know, Kadara can just drop a Tombstone to slap the ground a little bit, heal some people up, and feel okay. And you don't really have the crazy amount of burst until you have the Mortimer's Kisses up for Cube.
Nope.
So everyone's just kind of stuck in their lanes right now.
Remember the good old days of Dota? 15-minute laning phases, man. That was good times. We do see them maybe potentially trying to make a jump onto Lorinov. Fortune's End will chase him. He does get the Dream Coil applied to him as well. But they know that Sweet and Strong is in the area. Cube still does not have access to the level 6, so can't rain down those Mortimer's Kisses. And with young Morty still having a young nap, we do not have adequate damage. They will rotate in though, are they? Tired of playing bottom, he will use a double damage rune with the Helm of the Overlord, or just the Dominator, not the Overlord yet, and a Siege Dragon. This seems like prime territory to push a tier 1 tower, but they're bringing in the Enigma to help defend. Undying, falling a little bit low as Kadaro drops in behind the tier 1 tower to still staying alive for now. Fire Snap quickly stuns up 3 heroes from Cube, and he's been healed up by J.M. Vincento as well. He is somehow still alive. J.M. Vincento has access to the Purifying Flames once more, doesn't even need to use them, as Cube ends up staying alive. J.M. Vincento being stalked from the trees by Sweet and Strong, but not sure he wants to try to jump down for this smoke. He realizes he's only level 4, does not have access to the Wukong's command, so there's no point even trying to aggress beyond the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, especially because if they leave these side lanes for a little bit too long, you're giving Ade as well as Zani just too much time to be able to sit back and farm. Midas is up now for both of the 2 cores. To be fair though, low skill should be able to start to streak ahead with his own mid lane. Oh no.
We finally got it.
I mean, the way they've been playing these early games, man, I'm actually really impressed. I don't know how they turned around from game number 1. I thought that was kind of serious shattering. But they've turned it around and they're starting to become the better team. And this is the best way for you to be able to get a dub in Division 2 and stay in Division 2. Because I feel like the team that goes down now, like 0-3 to start out this, you know, your tour, having some of the tough matches to go, it's definitely not going to feel good for either one of them.
Probably also not going to feel good for Kadaro in this mid lane. They missed the Fire Snap Quickie and they missed the Illusio. Okay, never mind, he's fine, he's chilled. They're not going to bother throwing in more spells. And 0-3, you're right that seems like a bridge too far to get into Div 1. Usually it's like 2 losses is the absolute maximum before you start to consider your tour more about staying in the division instead of trying to look for promotion. So both of these teams in a similar boat. They need this win more than anything. And we see that side of PuckChamp, they are bringing this Leshrac into the triangle to finish off his Bloodstone. After that, they maybe start to move in the top lane. And is this just, does he just go BKB straight, or is there any other item you should prioritize first? Does he maybe go Sergeant Kaya before going into the BKB?
What, for Lorinov?
Yeah, for the Lesh.
Yeah, I think it probably is just going to be BKB. I don't think Kaya and Challenge is going to do enough for you. Because you're kind of just going to get Dragon Tailed, and Fortune End, and I think once you beat KB, they really can't touch you, right? Like you can kind of just run around and do your own stuff, and especially if you get like a Doom out onto Stoichkov, you just run in. Anybody who gets black hold, you will just be able to pump in the damage, and the BKB is going to be very, very strong this time around here for PuckChamp, because the only real damage is going to be either the Lycan or the right clicks coming in from the Dragonite.
Yeah.
So these BKBs are very, very important. But again, you need to make sure that this your BKBs are not being misused and overused, right? Because as soon as this game starts getting a little bit later on and you have the 6-second BKB, Puck will absolutely abuse you for it. So PuckChamp need to make sure they get their BKBs, but get them at a good timing and utilize them properly to get a lot out of the match.
Oh, snap. Cube with the outplays onto Swedenstrong. Catches him with the 5-snap cookie, but who's outplaying who? As the reinforcements arrive, they pop the false promise just onto Cube. There's going to be 3 heroes caught in right now inside the Dream Coil. Cube turns around to lay in the Morty's Kisses. Morty's Kisses will rain down. They've killed Lorinov. They debated them in too deep. Kidaro has to try and run away right now. 5-snap cookie allowing Johnny to close the gap somewhat. Has a Dragon Tail in 3 more seconds, but I'm not even sure Kidaro will survive that long. There's a Breathe Fire. Oh, he's actually getting himself away. They don't get the vision. Stoichkov, though, he has the haste rune, so he can keep chasing him, but doesn't want to overcommit. He is running out of mana at this point in time. So Ivy, big plays. First, Cube catches Swedenstrong during the jump of the young Primal Spring, and then they debate them too deep in and gain 2 big heroes off the back of it, in particular the Lorinov Leshrac.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. It was like frame perfect, right, to be able to catch him there. And usually most Monkey Kings worth their salt. It's like the Primal Spring back in towards the tree dance, but if you get caught like that, then it is all too hard for you. And you can see now Swedenstrong trying to defend his tower. They want to try and kill Ade.
They should be able to find this kill onto Ade. They have found him. They've applied the Doom as well. There should be a kill. Johnny, though, finds the deny. What a player. All this effort from PuckChamp wasted away as Ivy come through with the clutch rotation of this Dragonite and make sure that there is no gold going in the direction of PuckChamp.
Yeah, that was best of a worst case scenario, right? So getting that deny and just means that they're able to reduce the amount of gold that PuckChamp are getting, because they need to rely on the item timings. They're getting close to the BKB here on low skill. Almost have the Guardian Greaves on Enigma. Lorinov has his own Bloodstone now. So you're probably feeling pretty good if you're PuckChamp, but maybe if they lose this fight, it's going to be bad.
Stoichkov was actually caught in the weakest time possible. He didn't have access to any mana, he didn't have magic 1 charges, but nonetheless, JM Vincenzo shows up with the Oracle and ensures that the Puck's life is secured. False promise into a kill onto the Enigma. This is not good. This is not what you want to see if you're on the side of PuckChamp. Ade might... Oh, dude, Ade, did you just see that? He got his tree cut away from him on the side of Swedenstrong. Ade is just on point right now.
Yeah, sometimes it's your day, right? And it seems like right now the day is definitely coming up for Ivy and Kidaro, and he's probably going to go down as well. Ooh, yep, final glove gets him.
Oh no, it's not just a kill, fam. It's free for gold. Yep, Stoichkov gets some free monies in the back pocket. Also, I have a bone to pick with you, Fluke.
Yeah.
Why whenever I cast with you, like, towers take so long to fall? This is like the 2nd game this week that we only had 1 tower at like the 17-minute mark of the game. What the hell is happening?
I don't know. I feel like maybe we just exude like a tower force field and teams get allergic to them. Maybe they forget that they're worth gold. Maybe, yeah, that's what happens. Maybe you just need to type in all chat, guys. The towers are worth gold, by the way. Kill them. You get your items faster.
I think maybe both teams might be too traumatized by... they're still playing tree and protect the meta. They're like, oh, enemy team has tree. You know.
They're like, we need to make sure we fully commit for this tier 1 tower. Oh, there's not a tree. Okay, we can chip away at it. Okay, very cool. But yeah, like we've had some pretty slow games, right? Like even, you know, game number 2, 6 minutes until we had our first blood. Now it's 17 minutes and the 2nd tower goes down when you have like a Lycan and a Dragonite draft and an Enigma on the enemy team and a Leshrac. Like, you think these towers will be falling left, right, and center.
Yep. Well, as long as Lorinov can get more than 182 damage out of his Lesh, I'll be okay. I'm fine with it.
We'll see. I'm not quite sure what he's sitting at right now, so maybe he might be exceeding that already.
Mid lane, they're trying to go out to Kidaro. They want to try and bring him down. They're not going to be able to do so though. Soul Rip keeps him alive, and mass rotations come in from PuckChamp. So they portal in, they drop the tombstone down for defense as well. Come hell or high water, they're defending this tower. So we are just going to casually have 9 heroes playing the mid lane. Oh, no biggie. Everybody's chilling.
Yeah, I think they all understand, like, it is actually a very, very important tower because of how much map it's going to give up. And unfortunately now for PuckChamp, they're the first ones to lose their mid tower, and you can just see, like, they just flood into the Radiant side of the map, and they're just going to ward this bad boy up, start whacking away at these towers, and PuckChamp, they still need to farm a few more of these items before they're ready to fight.
Yeah, and unfortunately the hero that they have in the safe lane is low skills Doom, so it's not like you're farming with some Troll, some Slark, some Ursa. You have to be very cognizant of how this hero scales into the game. Hell, it's not even like you're farming a DK, right? Because DK gets to this point after getting Ags, Manta with the BKB, legitimately does feel like he's unkillable. And then Doom feels like he needs at least 2+ items before he enters into similar territory. So for now, Ivy will take the state of this game. But man, look at these relative net worths. Where did Laser's net worth go? He's just not been allowed to have the Enigma games that we often see out of this hero, where he's just dominating the net worth charts. Poorest by some margin in this game amongst all the cores.
Yeah, I think it kind of circles back to the way that they dealt with him in lane. You're gonna see if they can try and kill Ziani here. They do have the black hole. At least force pick. Hey man, you're happy with that. If you're PuckChamp, you were like, hell yeah. Yep. 9-second BKB, we take those.
Did he have to BKB though? Like his team was actually not that far away from him. I don't think he dies before they get there with Cube and the mech. I'm kind of surprised he popped the BKB on that one.
I think it was, you know, they saw the rotation of low skill from this ward in the Radiant jungle that was recently displaced. So he feels like if Sweden Strong's going in, then he's probably got backup.
Well, Sweden Strong has just gotten in right now, and he's helped to at least lose the life of his Undying. And Shani comes back in. Doom was dropped out to Oracle, but now low skill might have some issues of his own, trying to run away from Ade. But Ade doesn't care about your BKB, my friend. This is all unit damage. BKB is about to finish, so now the Illusion Orb will connect. Moritsu Kisses also raining down over the top, catching out Lays. And Lorinov, he does not have a BKB of his own, so when they blink on top of him and they get out all this magic damage, it is certainly going to kill him. 4 heroes have fallen in this fight, a fight that PuckChamp looked for, as they end up in a situation where despite popping the early BKB on Shani, they still get 4 kills in the resultant fight.
Bro, that fight was, they went on Jay and Vincenzo. I was like, Oracle is 100% dead. Good fight here for PuckChamp. Mech keeps him alive. Fireside Cookie keeps him away from members. They go in towards the backline. They start kiting them back towards Logan. There was a big split earth coming in there from the Leshrac, and I thought, oh my god, this is going to be the sickest black hole from Lays. Waning Rift catches him on the cliff just before he gets it off and be able to catch 3 of the cores from the side of Ivy. And it just blows out to a point now where you can even see that the odds are really favoring Ivy once again. And I don't know what has happened from the game 1 where PuckChamp smashed Ivy. Like they spanked him. Like that was not even a close game. Game 2, a little bit more of a grind, but Ivy looked like they were in control 90% of that game. And now to this, where we're 21 minutes into the game, yeah, they're only 5k behind, but it's 13-3, man. And they're both playing kind of early game lineups, and it's going to get to the point where this becomes harder and harder for PuckChamp to play around with. And I don't know where the buckle started. I don't know what caused the buckle, but right now PuckChamp are definitely buckled.
They certainly are on the back foot, not really enjoying their time in this game number 3. And Ivy, slowly but surely, putting themselves into a winning position. Let's see how far they can get off the back of this. That was a very solid fight, and they're going to smoke up, as they now do have access to the Blink Dagger for the Puck, as well as the Blink BKB for this Dragon Knight. They can find a big target. Unfortunately, their lineup doesn't take Roshan the fastest if Lycan is not around, and he's all the way on the other side of the map, finishing off an AC so they can do so even faster. So they won't find anything for now. And the game, although it is very heavily favored in favor right now of Ivy in terms of the odds, we have seen many games where Doom and Enigma help to turn everything around. And the fact that they have both on the same team will always give them some degree of hope that they can take a fight in their advantage.
Oh yeah, 100%. You can never count out these big team fight heroes.
Oh, speaking of which, they found the Puck with the Doom. They found him with an Observer Ward that was planted out. He was going for the quick D ward. Not going to be able to get there in time. Yeah, the False Promise does come out, but he will still die nonetheless. Low skill gets the kill, and they just picked up a double damage rune as well. They're going to try and force a Roshan. Their team doesn't take it the absolute fastest either. But Ivy do not have buyback on the Puck, so they cannot contest this 4v5. They do know that there's no more Doom, but is this a risk worth taking? Are they that afraid of giving up this Aegis?
No, I don't know if they have to fight, but they want to fight.
Two heroes stunned up with the Fire Snap Cookie onto the Lycan Wolf as Shani is trying to kill Sweet and Strong. BKBs will come from the Lesh and the Enigma. And with the BKB dwindling in duration from Shani, they will realize that it's too much work for them to do. If only Puck was alive, they would have been able to really contest that Roche, but because he is not, they have to give up the Aegis. And it goes to the Leshrac as well. This is excellent for them on the side of PuckChamp. Now you have to punch through a Bloodstone, an Aegis, and a BKB charge on this Leshrac if you want to kill him.
Yeah, and I think, you know, pre-Ags and pre-AC for Ivy, that is definitely a very, very hard task to do, especially because you can see the threat of the black hole is very, very scary for Ivy. They don't want to walk in and get a mega black hold. Oh, I thought Zara was just going to be able to get away, but there was enough vision coming in from Jam Vincenzo.
They get that kill. They're going bottom. They want to try fight Sweet and Strong. I think they have awareness that he's probably still in this area of the map. The Radiant Scan, though, does connect quite flush onto this Puck, so I do think there's Monkey King. He's actually Primal Springing into where Cube is. Will Cube be able to stop this? No. Fire Snap Cookie still on cooldown for a few seconds. So he's just going to get out. This game has become much more even as a result of the last 90 seconds or so. Things hang very closely in the balance. What items are we getting here that could change how this game is going to be played out? I see an Octarine being built up by this Doom. Lays. Okay, here's the real item. BKB for Lays. Once this Enigma has BKB, that feels like it changes everything, honestly.
Yeah, especially with Guardian Grazer and Blink already built, right? Like the fact that he is a big boy. And now we're getting to the point where he's going to be very, very hard to deal with, and it's not just going to be this Enigma walking in anymore to these team fights. It's going to be an Enigma blinking in and catching multiple heroes. So although this game has really started to swing out of Ivy's favor, they still have a few things that they've been able to get to come up now. So Stoichkov has the Kaya and Sanj, so making this Puck a little bit harder to kill. He's going to go for Lincoln Sphere to try and dodge away from the Doom. Ade has the AC built up now as well, and Zani, he still is a little ways away from the Ag Scepter. I would have liked to have seen him be a little bit closer to that. But once those all three come up, that's when it's going to be a lot of damage finally coming out here for Ivy, because we saw in that previous fight how hard it was for them to kill people. And now they have to be very, very careful of Lays and the Blink Dagger.
Yeah.
Is there anything else big coming on the horizon? Cube going for an Ag Scepter. What about low skill? Close to Octarine. He basically has it when he walks through it. So then almost a Blink Dagger here coming in from Lorinov. So I think definitely with the way this game is going, that PuckChamp are in a little bit more control, just because their Doom and their Enigma are much more scarier than what Ivy have. But again, like, you're always playing around this Oracle, right? And Jam Vincenzo, we saw in the previous fight, if he's able to kite people around and still get his ulti off, then he's done his job.
I'm just glad, though, in retrospect, looking at this, that both teams have 2 blue heroes, which is important because Chelsea's playing in the Champions League right now. So they need all your power to beat Real Madrid. How much you want to bet? By the time we finish with this game, I'll go look. It'll be like 5-0. Oh my god, I hope not. So let's enjoy Dota, because football, if you're a Chelsea fan, sucks right now.
You take the good with the bad, brother. The good Dota games with the bad football games. That works.
So what did Sweet and Strong build in that first game? He went Orbital Corrosion
Mage Slayer?
into Mage Slayer, then he was going to build Skadi, right? This game, he wants to go Orchid into Hex. So still feeling very strong about starting fights basically from the trees, not allowing his opponent any time to be able to react if you just catch them completely by surprise.
Yeah, I like how he went the hood as an interim item as well. Just makes him a little bit tankier, right? Like they've got Guardian Greaves already, you've got like a Soul Rip, and if he's able to just soak up a few more of these spells with hood, then yeah, he's going to feel pretty good. And I think that just goes to show that PuckChamp are well aware of the fact that they need somebody to assassinate this Oracle in the back. And instead of Blink Dooming him, because you want to hold your Doom for either the Puck or the Dragon Knight before they get their ultimates off, that means that Sweden Strong can just go in, they just orchid up the Oracle, and he just Primal Springs on top of him. He doesn't have to kill him per se, it just means that gives him like 6 seconds of a window to try and kill somebody with Doom or with Black Hole. So you can see that Sweden Strong is trying to be that facilitator for his team.
His team is going to smoke up right now as well, looking for a big 5-on-5 fight. They left the Enigma pushing out this mid lane, so they're hoping to try and catch somebody farming with their pants down inside the jungle. They have some pretty decent ward coverage inside the dire side of the map. Unfortunately for them though, it seems like Ivy is aware to their tricks, and there's also a pretty large wave coming through the bottom lane that Low Skill has to go take care of. Now that he's actually shown bottom, they could smoke on the side of Ivy and try to re-engage, but Cupid's shown himself. Oh no, you're dead, mate. Sorry, sucks to be you. And they take away the life of that Snapfire.
Yeah, I think the way they found him out is, I'm pretty sure Laurenov watched him cut a tree close to Sweden Strong. So it could have just been enough of an indicator for Laurenov to be able to catch him out. Could have caught a glimpse of him as well, walking around in the trees. So.
Big jump. Shani able to get the catch onto Sweden Strong. Sweden Strong still alive right now though. He silence him up. He will not be allowed to use his spell, but here comes Laurenov, buying space and time on the other edge of the fight. And the first black hole of the game finally gets triggered off. And they manage to bring down the puck with it. PuckChamp able to get this dub, and they're going to continue the fight though. Losing out on this Undying. Ari and Shani still pack a pretty hefty punch. We'll see if they want to turn around and re-engage on this one. Sweden Strong. They see him jumping this way and that. Shani, his duration, he's halfway. Oh, they get the cut on the trees. They found Sweden Strong. How do they keep catching this man? He's going to get brought down. Shani now jumps onto the Enigma, no longer afraid of the black hole as it has been expended, as they are able to get the next kill. 3 heroes have fallen. Can Laurenov TP out? He indeed can. Shani was about to find him, but a little bit too slow on the wing flap. So a 3-for-1 affair in the top side of the map. They really thought they had it on the side of PuckChamp, but Ivy showing how much power they have on the re-engage.
Yeah, they almost got abused by the fact that Jamie Vincenzo had to false promise himself, and then they just walked in, they black holed the puck, knowing that there was going to be no counterplay coming in from the Oracle because his one counterplay had already been used. And that is a good indication for PuckChamp for them to understand how these team fights can go their way. But Ivy's still doing a really, really good job at finding some of these exit frags as people coming out as well, with Zani now having the Aghanim Scepter at the ready. And they've got the Blink Dagger for Puck.
Low Skill's dead. Is he dead? I think he's dead. I think he's dead. They're going to fire snap quickie him. They're going to make the full jump. And yeah, they got him. 100-0 on the Doombringer. He had BKB, but didn't think he would need it. And he ends up dying here. Shani still has a large amount of time left on the Dragon form. And given that he is level 20, they might just go ahead and take the tier 2 tower on top of this.
Do you reckon he's mega regretting these boots travel 2 yet?
I think he regretted them as he bought them. He was like, yeah, I'm not getting much out of this. Yeah.
Like, boots travel, I'm fine with, because you have an Enigma. You can just give you that kind of stuff. But boots 2, I think it's just 2,000 gold kind of prone down the gurgler, so we can probably just put him back down to $18,000. And that's how he does feel. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like the 2k gold is really not going to add all too much to his other stats and stuff like that. But that's 2,000 gold closer to Refresher, and that could be a pretty dirty timing where you have Blink Octarine Refresher for your Doom, where you can just walk in, you Doom the Oracle, and then you just Doom another person. And it's like, even though that you may not be able to convert the kill onto the Oracle, it doesn't matter, because you just need to make sure that the false promise is out of the fight. And as soon as you do that, you convert on the second Doom, and then the team fight will just flow naturally from there on, because Ivy, they have this very delicate balance of they need to be able to make sure that they are running towards you and still having the threat of the false promise, so you can't commit any of your big ultimates on them until you see the Oracle, or till you see the Oracle use this false promise. So if Ivy are able to play the game like that, then it looks like it's going to be pretty nice for them. But this is where low skills coming in clutch with this these Doom item builds. Outside of the boots too, of course.
The worst part about his itemization, when he died just now, they killed him just as Midas came off cooldown. So he has to stand there feeling sad. Another person who's going to be very sad is Kadaro, as he's being sieged upon right now. We'll just end up with his life being taken away by Stoikov. And Stoikov is having such a good game. His early laning phase was honestly horrendous. He was getting trounced. Hold on, we'll talk about it in a second. As low skill forced into popping the BKB. They might be able to get the Doom out before the BKB arrives on the Doom, but there's going to be the false promise. He waves himself onto the high ground. Low skill, his own BKB is done, so he has to try and escape this fight, but Stoikov silenced up, killed off. Sweden Strong revealing his Orchid in this fight, showing off why this was such a good item build for himself. They will be able to kill the Puck, but now Sweden Strong jumped onto the high ground, immediately gets himself blown up. At the same time, though, Ade dies to low skill, but here comes Shani. They want Lauren up. He's out of mana. He doesn't have BKB anymore. He doesn't have any help anymore, and they should be able to bring down the Leshrac. And despite the best attempts of low skill to bring down Jem Vincento at the same time, these efforts will all come to naught. Can he at least get himself out of trouble? It seems that way. But they do manage to find the real carry of the game. Lorenov dies. And the Ivy, somehow, some way, we're seeing the power here. We spoke about it in the draft, Luke. DK plus Oracle. If these two heroes play together and play on top of each other, you can actually just not kill the Dragon Knight.
Yeah, you can see the power of the Oracle, right? And I talked about it for PuckChamp. They need to make sure that they are committing onto this Oracle, because otherwise I don't think anybody's going to die. They're able to get the kill onto the Puck, but Ivy do a good job at just forcing more resources out of them. They continually chip them down with the Lycan and his summons, and that just meant that Zani's able to just kind of walk into these team fights and kind of just deal as much damage as he wants to, and he's going for a very big carry build as well. He's going to go into the Skadi, so he wants to try and deal with the regen coming in from the Leshrac as well as the Doom to a certain extent. He's actually switched up to the Daedalus, so they're feeling like he needs a little bit more damage, but Ivy doing a good job at kiting around these team fights, but again, you know, playing into PuckChamp, one big black hole is all it takes. 5-man black hole, game could be over.
Yep. They also picked up a very cool item in their Hex for Ade, so now they have even more sources of control. But now though, Shani is inside the Roshan pit. They're actually gonna just jump out here, looking for the smoke. He broke the tree and he got the stun onto the Undying, but he has been doomed up. Can they get the false promise out in time? No, they cannot, because the Boundless Strike stops it from happening, and now the Oracle might need to do it on himself. He doesn't have the opportunity to do so as he gets bursted away. The BKBs from the Enigma and the Doom opening up space for PuckChamp. They did lose both their supports for this, but this opens up space for them to potentially get the Roche. But I don't think they have the ability to take it fast enough. Nonetheless, though, decent fight.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I talked about with the Monkey King, right? He picks up the Orchid, goes into the backline, finds the Oracle, silences him up. Boundless Strike first off, was able to catch Jay and Vincenzo, but you know, as soon as that Boundless Strike wore off, insta Orchid. No way that you're able to get the ultimate off, so now I'm looking towards the Oracle to try and build an item. I don't know what it's going to be. Maybe it's Eighth Lens, maybe it's Blink, maybe it's Force Staff. Who really knows? But you need some kind of item that allows you to get this false promise off on your Dragonite or on your Puck whenever you need to. It's going to be hard to try and farm it because I know those items are relatively difficult to farm. But if you can get to that item timing for J. Vincenzo, he should be able to try and hold off the onslaught that he's going to come here from PuckChamp.
Well, PuckChamp are going back in right now. They found Cube, so there will be no Snapfire. And we have seen how strong it can be when they get Dream Coil into Morty's Kisses. However, the Snap does have buyback. They should definitely commit it on the side of Ivy, and indeed they do. They're coming in for round 2. They know that there's no more Doom. There is still Black Hole, though. We'll see how Lays positions himself. Sweet and strong. finding vision for the squad. They found the Oracle, but at the same time, Shani is right there. Lorimov trying to get further forward. He's been hexed up. There's too much damage. They need to get him out of here. Bloodstone does get popped, so he does stay alive. There's going to be the black hole, but it only catches onto Shani. In the meantime, Doom is going to go in for the secondary Doom after refreshing, whilst they just leave lives to his own devices. He's going to die by himself. And they do find the Doom on the far side of the fight onto this young Puck. But Puck gets eaten up by the Snapfire, thrown far away from the fight, and now suddenly it's low skill that's isolated. He goes down. All 3 cores have been taken away. Shani finds a double kill on this DK. And Ivy find yet another hook into this game. And the second Roshan will go their direction as well.
Jay Vincenzo didn't even use False Promise that entire fight. And nobody died.
Oh my god. Oh
so,
wow. Okay.
I think that's just a perfect display of playing for your team and understanding how these team fights can work. I think Ivy understands that they have enough damage with Ade and Zani that you just kind of need to allow them to get close to people and deal the damage. Whereas for the side of PuckChamp, they can't really use their abilities until the Oracle is dead. Or at least False Promise has been used in some way, shape or form, right? And you saw that he was able to at least keep the Puck alive for a little bit longer. Zani, I thought he was just going to False Promise him as soon as he was in the black hole, but he had faith in the Dragonite to stay alive for a little bit longer. Lived perfectly, dealt with the Enigma, and now they're knocking on a tier 3 tower, still with an Aegis, and still with the False Promise.
The Black Dragon as well, flapping away like a mouse, just chilling. Tier 3 tower gone. First racks of the game should follow it. And this Ancient Thunderhide. Man, this Frenzy spell is honestly so good. It's a bit silly, honestly. But it's one of these things I'll accept. If the game has Tumbler's Toys in it, I guess I can get away with enjoying Frenzy. And as an example of how stupid Tumbler's Toy is as a neutral item, JM Vincento is still carrying it. 38 minutes into the game. He's like, nothing has come up better than Tumbler's Toy. And at least now he gets a ninja gear.
Yeah,
right,
he gets ninja gear now. So a tier 4 item that is usually a carrier's first pick is something they're giving to Jay Vincenzo because they need him smoked 24/7. Also, Frenzy, best sleeper spell in the game. 8-second duration, 8-second cooldown, 75 attack speed for 75 mana.
It's crazy.
Like, look what it does to your carry. It is bonkers. It is absolutely nuts. You couple that with the drums, you couple that with an ASC, like, Zani just walks in and deletes towers. And he's not even in Dragon form. Wait till he's in Dragon form.
Well, we're going to see a demonstration of it now, as he also has a Daedalus to his name. They find the stun onto Kidaro. Kidaro falling very, very low here. Low skill jumps in. They want to try and get Zani as low as possible. Maybe kill him off in the first life and deny him having Dragon form in the second. And they are able to do so. Without BKB, there is a lot of damage from the squad. Ade goes in. There's the black hole onto Shani. Can they actually kill this DK in time? The Doom will come out as well. And low skill. No! False Promise! It comes out. They couldn't isolate JM Vincento. So he's still falling low. The secondary Doom goes out onto Cube. And they should be able to bring down the Snapfire. They finally kill JM Vincento. And even though you have False Promise on you, my friend, nothing is that good of a promise. Way too much magic damage from PuckChamp. And they bring down the DK. It took a while, almost 4k HP, through a False Promise, through the heels of the Snapfire as well, but ultimately, they do get that kill.
Yeah, just, you can see the coordination coming in from PuckChamp, and they understand that they needed to try and get through the Dragonite in certain scenarios when the Oracle's already being held up, when they've dealt with a few other heroes in these fights, and I thought that could have started to spell a little bit of a disaster for PuckChamp with the way that Ivy were playing. They were really starting to get a stranglehold going, not having to use their big spells in response. The way the fight panned out was, you know that Gianni is a lot of their damage. Ade is starting to carry pretty hard with the amount of damage that he's doing, but as soon as your Dragonite gets False Promised and the only thing that he can do to hopefully win the fight is run away because he doesn't have Dragon form, it feels like the fight's already over. Even if he was able to live on like a sliver of HP, I don't think that really mattered because they just lose all map control anyways. But if you're ever able to False Promise the Dragonite and he's still in Dragon form and he can stand and try and fight through with maybe a little bit of lifesteal, then I see Ivy really kind of running away and winning that game, because if the Dragonite ever comes out of False Promise with anywhere above 50% HP, then, I mean, the fight's already done if he's dealing damage.
Well, Davey, were able to deal with it in that last engagement. We'll see how things pan out the next time around. We also now have a build up into an Octarine Refresher combination for this Enigma. And I think Black Hole, as great a spell as it is, in that last fight, the amount of damage that came from Midnight Pulse was stellar, honestly obscene. Yeah. This DK has a lot of health right now, so Midnight Pulse, if it lands flush onto him like it did in that last fight, really gonna be problematic for him going forward. Another big problem for them on the side of Ivy here, Fluke, is Sweden Strong. He's starting to scale into like an additional core for the lineup. Building into BKB next, already has access to the Orchid, about to crack level 20 as well. It's a not insignificant amount of not just damage, but control that can emerge from this hero once he gets the Boundless Strike cooldown talent at 20.
Yeah, you can see the issues that Jay Vincenzo is having with the Monkey King as well, right? Like, you can't... Like, there's just so many trees on the map that you can't position yourself in a position where you are not within vision of the Monkey King, if he ever is sitting in a tree. So Jay and Vincenzo just needs to make sure that there are some homies around whenever they're trying to go higher guard. They need to try and make sure that maybe Cube is sitting in the back with his Force Staff to try and keep him alive and see if they can get a purge coming up for him as well.
Oh, Dragon Tail's down onto Sweden Strong. There's going to be a jump up onto the high ground here from Kidaru and the gang. Do they kill anybody though? Doom applied onto this Doom, onto the DK rather. Morty's Kiss is raining down. Cube has helped to bring down both Sweden Strong as well as Kidaru. Now they have to flee. Are they on the chase here? They want to try find this Leshrac. The Lesh gets hexed up. Will they be able to find the kill? Buyback coming in from the Undying. Oh. But there's going to be a whipped Black Hole from Lays. Oh no, the tip's coming in as well, but Ade might still die for this. False Promise though, it keeps him alive at the very end. Low skill doesn't have that luxury. He dies right after refreshing, so he's forced to buy back. Split Earth though, connecting onto Puck. They don't have enough damage to burst him down just yet. Puck somehow stays alive. Lorinov, you don't have an Oracle, so you don't have a False Promise. He will end up dead. Does have buyback though, low skill. He's already applied the secondary Doom on top of the Doombringer. They know that there's no more split, or there's no more False Promise. Split Earth connects onto only one here. Lorinov needs to be careful. He doesn't have BKB anymore. Doesn't have buyback anymore. If he dies, the game might just end. And he goes down. 2 minutes in the grave, no buyback. Ivy. They strike really hard, really fast. And it keeps happening that it's fights that PuckChamp want to initiate, want to engage, that they're the ones that go on the opposite side of the map, yet they're the ones that reliably end up getting punished.
Yeah, as soon as that Black Hole got whiffed from Lays, I was like, yeah, this is not a fight you want to be a part of anymore. You can't out-sustain Oracle, Dragon Knight, and a Lycan.
You say that, my friend, but look at the damage from this Midnight Pulse. What a spell! Holy shit! That's more than half the HP of Lycan and Dragon Knight with just this one spell. Kidaru blinks forward though, maybe regretting it a little bit as he's gonna die without buyback. So that's 2 heroes in the grave, no buyback. Monkey King has access to it. And Shani and the boys, they smell blood in the water here, Fluke. They're just gonna go for the jugular. Is there anything PuckChamp can do with their limited resources?
They've only got buyback on the Monkey King. There's no Black Hole. They do get the Doom out here onto the Puck though.
Oh, Doom and a Boundless Strike. This Puck actually might die. They will be able to get him with the False Promise. Fire Snap Cookie to keep him away from the heroes dishing out damage. And they actually don't have enough mana to heal him, but it should be enough. It should be enough. He should be fine. Okay. Stays alive for now. Still 40 whole seconds before we have a Lesh. 50 seconds before we have an Undying. And unfortunately, when your carry is Doom, you know, even though your Doom is like alive, has BKB in 10 seconds, this is not the hero that wins the fight by himself. As they jump onto Lays, quickly bring him down. He's gone, buys back, but doesn't have access to the Black Hole. They're just gonna go for the jugular. They go for the win. They go for the victory. And Ivy